Okay, so I believe we are now live. Hello,
Yes,
everyone.
and so
Welcome back to the DS1 All Bosses PTD tournament. We have another one of our round three winners brackets matches today. I'm Ali, and with me to help commentate we have Zedison. Do you want to introduce yourself, Zeda?
yeah, hello, I'm Zelison again, and today we have a really cool race between Ike and Nax, and the winner of this race is going to be battling Regal next. So it's very exciting. It's battle for the finals basically. So whoever wins this, it's very high stakes. Very cool to see this is happening. It should be starting momentarily.
Yeah. So without further ado, I guess we can give Peanut the cue to force start the race, and then we can be off.
One other thing is this time it's actually the same routes. So both people are going to be running the same exact route. Should be fun.
Right, and we are off. So, as Ella mentioned, both runners are going to be doing the same route. That is the newest version of ES Mailers, which will use the new discovery such as Goffless. So they both started as Thief with Black Firebombs. Thief because started the Master Key, and Firebombs so they can kill Asylum right here at the start.
Alright, and we have the predictions live, so choose your winner, guys. Both runners are going to be killing the Asylum Demon with the firebombs, which is much better than the other routes, where you have to kill him melee or sometimes with Pyromancy. This time it's easy.
Yeah, just five Firebombs and he's done.
We see both runners getting past him easily enough.
So both runners are going to pick up the Bandit's Knife, which isn't really a very good weapon, but it's the best thing we can get at the moment. And they're going to go talk to Oscar.
Yes, the Bandit Knife, it's not really good, but it does have some bleed on it, so it's gonna help us kill the first boss, or the next boss. And we'll see the runners attempt the RTA strategy of actually breaking the wall with the boulder, which is intended. And we need the keys from Oscar and the Estus Flask. And now we're out of the asylum.
Yeah,
Let's
so
see if anyone's gonna do quit out strats, no? No quit outs?
normally we time runs by in-game time, so normally you'd quit out on that door to save a couple of seconds, but because we're timing the tournament by real time, it's just faster to watch the animation rather than quit out.
Yeah, but it's still fun to quit out. I don't know, I like
Yeah.
quitting out there.
The one for the before the boulder is pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll see how many other RTA strats runners are gonna try today. Maybe RTA Boulder Incense. So we're gonna see both runners go to the Undeadburg, of course. Pretty much the same route as you just watched Regal attempt.
Yeah, and they're gonna buy rapier, bow, shield, and some arrows, and then they're gonna perform a prompt swap glitch, which is a glitch where you place the mouse cursor over one of the arrows in the merchant menu, and then you press A or X on the controller and left mouse click at the same time. And that brings up the confirmation box to buy an item and switches over to another set of items at the same time, which lets you buy items you normally can't afford, which is what both runners just did to get the bottomless box.
Yeah, and of course we're gonna need the bottomless box to perform the dupes later. Now you see I getting hit, that's a bit unfortunate. This place can be scary sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially those 3 hollows at the door.
Yeah, sometimes they like to chill, and sometimes they're just Olympic athletes, and they
Yeah.
like to jump at you.
Oh, they haven't talked about, I guess, the way they started as Thief. Well, like, I guess it's already been talked about before, but the idea is you start as Thief so you can have both the Master Key and the Fire Bombs. And we see Ike doing the damage cancel. That's ballsy. Oh my. Nax getting hit. As you can see, the resin makes us do a very quick job of Tower's Demon. And now we're off to the Hellkite. Obviously now we need the Drake Sword, so this is probably the easiest way to actually get it, so casual runners can copy this very easy. Of course, the Drake Sword is a very cool weapon.
Yeah, so no memes this time on the Drake for both runners. Now they're going to go perform one of the most well-known glitches in the game, which is Sense Gate Skip. So normally you'd have to go ring both bells of Awakening to open Sen's Gate to get into the fortress, but turns out on these set of stairs here, there's actually a death cam you can trigger with the riposte animation. And when you're in a death cam state, the game basically thinks you're dying, because it's normally the camera you get when you fall into your death. And in that state, the game doesn't load new assets like gates. So because we're not dead, we can just run into Sen's Fortress and bypass having to ring the bells. We will still be ringing them, but for a different purpose later. Right, Ike going for the riposte finish there to kill the hollow. Nax being a bit ballsy though, and going for the riposte, the fist riposte. So hopefully you won't get any memes of the hollow.
Yeah, it can be a little bit scary to actually do the fist riposte, especially in a race. Let's see if it bites him. Should be fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, sometimes that hollow... Yeah, sometimes that hollow is like extremely slow, and sometimes he's just Usain Bolt and there's nothing you can do.
So one interesting thing you can see right now is because the runners did a little bit different strats for the riposte, we have different camera angles. And we can actually see Nax is taking the lead now because of that riposte.
Nax went for the move swap on the bridge there.
Yeah, that was pretty early.
Yeah.
I guess he wants more chances to perform it because he actually failed it.
Do you want to explain what move swap is to our viewers, Zella?
Nah, I'll let you do that.
Okay, so move swap is one of the most important glitches in the Prepare to Die edition of this game. It's used in pretty much every category. And what it does is basically in your left hand, the only weapon you can two-hand in your left hand is the bow. So you queue up the two-handing of the bow in your left hand doing an animation like a jump. And during a specific time during the animation, you switch to a different weapon. And if you do it correctly, the game will actually two-hand that weapon in your left hand, which isn't supposed to happen. And the game essentially acts as though you still have the bow equipped. So the bow has an R1, but it doesn't have a run-in attack, roll attack, backstep attack, or plunge attack. So the game takes that information from the right-hand weapon, which in this case is the rapier, and the run-in attack for the rapier just so happens to be a very fast double hit.
Damn, no boulder backs up, unfortunately.
Yeah, feels bad, man.
Yeah, we're pretty synced so far. It's almost 10 minutes in and the runners are pretty much in the same place.
Yeah. And also you might have noticed that that both runners rescued Logan. That's so they can buy soul spears for a little trick later on in the run.
By a little trick, I mean just destroying every single boss.
Only a few, only a few.
Fun to see the little variations runners use, because obviously we saw Nax doing the different reposts, but also we saw AIK doing the pathing for the snake, because the snake can sometimes mess with you while you're trying to talk to Logan. So AIK actually did the safe strat of dodging the snake early, but Nax did not. So Nax has been playing pretty ballsy so far. He's not doing any safe strats, and it has been paying off because he is a little bit in the lead right now.
And now it's time for Iron Golem, which in this route is one of the more technical fights. Basically, the idea is once you deal 400 damage below his knees, he'll stagger, and then when you deal an additional 200, he'll fall. So you want to do the fight in a way that he's positioned so that he'll fall off the bridge once you make him fall, which can be a bit difficult sometimes. Nax getting a bit unlucky. I should be fine here, though. Okay, I getting the fall off. Nax having a bit of trouble here.
I'm 1 Kagiga.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's one of the worst attacks he can do. He
Well,
should
I
fall
died.
here. Oh no, I didn't see.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's
didn't notice, but
extremely unfortunate.
yeah,
That's one of the.
he actually
Yeah.
he ran into the fire. You can see Nax is actually taking the safe route now. He's healing and he's waiting before the fire. And
That's
Mike is
really
gonna have to
bad.
fight again, I think. I'm not sure if the kill actually counted. Is he gonna have to fight again?
No, he doesn't have to fight again, but it's like a
He does have
5-minute
to
run back
perform his
though.
guess again, yeah. So we already see a little bit of a problem on Nike's side. Well, it was a little bit of a ballsy thing to do, because obviously it was pretty obvious that he was late to the cycle, but he decided to just run for it. And obviously in a race scenario, it's a little bit scary to do that. And now he's
No.
also getting the slow hollow. It's gonna be a huge time loss for AIK.
Yeah. We're still early on, so many things can still happen, but for now,
Yeah.
Nax has got quite a considerable lead. Who knows? Maybe Nax will get sniped on the ladder and have to run back as well.
Yeah, if you die here in Analondo, it's even worse. See if Nax heals, because you better heal. Sure.
No damage taken.
The rafter section is pretty scary, but you can see Max is getting pretty lucky. I guess he's not getting unlucky, because it's pretty... It usually happens that you get past everything easily enough, but sometimes those knife throwers can really mess with you. Of course, on Mike's side, we see him still trying to get through Sense Fortress on the second time. It's gonna be a little bit different, because no fog gates and no boulder.
Yeah. And now Nax is going to take the Darkmoon Tomb Bonfire to come back to later. And he's also going to pick up the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn for a glitch called ESM later.
And actually, Ike is doing the quit out, so he does not know.
It's unfortunate.
Doesn't know Pepe Laugh.
We're up like 10 seconds RTA. So Nax is going to attempt a little trick of the elevator here, where basically if you jump onto the ledge before the elevator stops moving, the elevator will just go back to its last stable position, which is at the
You
bottom.
need to quit out as well.
Yeah. And that will mean that you don't actually need to pull the lever for it to come back later.
I'm not sure, did he make it? It looked a little bit late.
And he got it.
He made it. Nice.
Yeah, it's not that big of a time save RTA, but it's still worth doing, and it looks cool as well.
This section can be pretty scary as well for Nax. Let's see. Ike is gonna pick up the souls. And finally, both runners are in Anorlondo.
Yeah, Benny, Ike died before he could warp to Anolondo after Iron Golem.
Yeah, he got hit twice by the firebomb. If he only got hit once, he'd be fine, but he got hit twice. And Nax is getting pretty close to the major fight of the game, the ONS fight, Orange Sand and Smough. But first he needs to take the weapon, which is the Dragon Tooth.
Yeah. And you'll get to see with the Dragon Tooth the greatest strength of move swap, when it lets you basically take really heavy weapons that are really slow, but deal a lot of damage and make them really fast.
So now while Nax is gonna try to get to ONS, we'll see if I can get through this scary area unscathed. So far, so good. We're gonna see some early healing from Nax. That was a little bit scary.
Yeah, let you tank a hit from Smough if you heal to full.
But not in the second phase, I think. If he does the stomp, he still die. Not sure. Gets a good opener. But he misses one attack, that's a bit scary.
Not getting a Smough backstep though, a bit spooky. Alright, got Ornstein down though.
Pretty good fight, actually.
Yeah, very
Got
nice.
through it pretty nicely.
Yeah,
Now we'll see the strength of Dragon Tooth, because he can actually stagger Smough in 2 hits.
Yeah, the Dragon Tooth deals an insane amount of poise damage.
Actually, he escaped the stagger, and then he jumped away, wow.
Yeah, I
It's
was
a bit of
about,
an
I was
unfortunate fight.
about to say that Smough is usually a pretty easy fight, unless he misbehaves like he's doing here.
But Nax is at least getting him closer to the elevator, which is good. Yeah, he made the elevator, so at least he made up for that bad fight.
Pretty decent fight.
And you'll see Guinevere dying. Unfortunate. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
forever
Ike is
to
doing
talk
the
with
same
her.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you thought that the damage of the Dragon Tooth was really impressive on ONS, just wait until you see the Gargoyles fight on Nax's side. It's even more insane.
Yeah, it's not even upgraded yet. It's gonna be upgraded later.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna be really insane.
Yeah. And you stagger them in one hit, so they don't even have a chance to fight you. Just watch old 2013 Big AH run SAS. Okay, got past Hollow Room.
Yeah, this fight shouldn't really pose any threat. They still can waste your time sometimes, so...
Yeah, sometimes you can miss an attack because of bad aim, and then they can actually mess you up a little bit.
The worst thing is they try to like fly away from you or something, that's the worst. But overall, a pretty easy fight. Now we'll see AIK attempt ONS. Both of the runners did take the safety bonfire, so even if either of them died, they would have an easy way to reattempt the boss second time. But let's hope
Yeah.
they both get past it for the first attempt. Now we'll see Nax killing Offric.
I got the good opening as well.
Doing nice.
Smo not behaving, and Ornstein not behaving either.
He almost killed him. He went for the kill.
Ah, that was really unfortunate.
Yeah.
He could have maybe attempted a roll attack, but I don't think that would have killed him.
Well, as I said, the refight is pretty easy. You just run back pretty close. Now, because he doesn't have the fog gate anymore, it's gonna be a little bit different on the openers. But Ike knows about openers, he should be fine. And on the next side, we see he's trying to kill Quillag now, so we're going down to the Blight Town. And we're gonna perform some really cool fall damage cancels. Let's see. Obviously, Blight Town is one of the worst areas in the game for casual players, but the speedrunners know a tricky way to get past it. So watch and learn, guys.
And very nice. So the reason that works is because when you plunge onto a sloped surface, the game actually lets you roll out of that animation even when midair. And you can abuse that to iframe damage, full damage that would normally kill you, which is what the Nax just did.
Mike
Also,
actually dies again.
yeah, Ike having really bad luck on ONS right now.
Nax is coming into pretty good lead with almost 2 bosses ahead right now. He kills Quillag before I kills ONS.
Yeah, very big lead. Yeah, multiple minutes at least, anyway.
Nice
Also,
attack baiting
yeah.
from Nax, yeah.
Yeah, perfect
Got
play
it.
like from Nax right there. Nax is just rolling so far.
Yeah, let's not
What a
jinx
man.
him.
Nah. He's already got this massive lead, man. What's the worst that could happen?
Okay, finally Ike is past the Ornstein's phase. Let's see him attempt the smoke phase, which is arguably easier. All you really need to do is just unlock him. Right.
And Nax is gonna take the Daughter of Chaos bonfire, because normally you wouldn't be able to take this bonfire, but because we did SGS and we already have the Lord Vessel, we can rest here. And he places some items in the bottomless box, and now he's gonna go scam for Amped. I will sass.
Yeah, first he's gonna place the Lord Vessel, of course. And finally, Ike is past ONS, so he can go ahead and go back to filing and do the gargoyles.
So Nax is doing a glitch called quantity storage, where he just used the stored quantity of 99, And then he queued up the confirmation box of the Homeward Bone and brought it up in the front menu. And what that allowed him to do was basically sell more of an item than he actually has. And when you do that, the game basically gets confused and assumes that because you're selling more of an item than you have, that you must actually have that number of the item. So you end up selling 999 of the soul, and then you get 99 of the soul. So yeah, you basically just scam the game.
Yeah, we'll see them level up really high.
And the levels that really matter are the 52 endurance for meme rolls, 53 strength for 2-shot Taurus, 45 dex for faster cast speed, and 99 int for max magic damage. And of course the attunement as well. And the 33 vit is mostly for safety. One of the nice changes in the ES Mailer Shroud in the last month is that we actually use Soul Spear now on Stray. And that's because we do early quantity storage now. So before we had to do DT plus 0 on this fight, and it was a nightmare. Soul Spear is much more comfy.
Nice block. We'll see him precast the Soulmust and do maximum damage.
In Stray. And now Nax is going to pick up the Peculiar Doll, which is the item needed to enter the Painted World. And the reason we want to go to the Painted World this early is not only because it's a little faster, but also because we need to get an item called the Red Sign Soapstone, which will be used for ESM a little bit.
So now we will see AIK attempt the same Light Town plunges as Nax did a little bit earlier. Let's see if I can also first try them. They're not that hard, but obviously in a race scenario it's a little bit scary to do them.
Yeah.
Because if you mess up a little bit, you can die.
Yeah, the first plunge is pretty comfy. Second one can be a bit monka shake sometimes, but we'll see how it goes for IQ. I think it's first plunge.
Working good so far.
And second one, nice.
Now we'll see Nax runs through the Painted World. You really only need to pick up the 8-sign Soapstone and then go kill the boss. Shouldn't take too long. It's a shame, it's a cool location.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna do the legendary plunge with a DT.
I think we'll see Nax do it. Maybe not for Mike though, because he doesn't really like it that much. Strafing the Harley Quinn birds here. Oh no, I failed on the last one. I shouldn't have said anything.
That's a curse.
Yeah. And looks like Nax is not going to do the plunge.
Just gonna do the almost manly drop.
Yeah, there's a nice little drop you can do that Nax can do right here, where he's going to land on a bit of an invisible ledge, and then he's going to drop onto the bridge below, which skips having to go do a couple of things.
Yeah, AIK is getting a little bit of a concerning Gulag fight, but he actually managed to pull us through, which is good, because he's pretty much... He's pretty far behind, so he needs to at least not die to bosses, and hope that Nax dies to something, if he wants to win the race. And we see the angry kill community, wow.
Very nice. Let me see, Nax entering the Priscilla fight. Shoots her with an arrow. Not necessary though, because he got the good lock on, but if you don't get the good lock on, then you need shooting the arrows nice, because then you can just see where she is at all times.
Nice fight.
Yeah, very nice. So
He missed his
now
first full spear, unfortunately, but he has many, more than enough to kill her.
And now Nax is going to be doing the glitch I mentioned a couple of times called Equip Slot Manipulation. So he's going to perform quantity storage again on Andre to buy 999 pikes in one. And that will put him over the weight limit in this game, which is 10,000 weight units, which will put him into what we call a crammed state. And when you're in a crammed state, you cannot pick up items, and you also cannot unequip rings. And if you try to unequip your ring in your left slot, you get an error message, and then for some weird reason, the game then lets you equip items from other equipment slots into your right wing slot. So Nax has set it up so that he can equip the ring ID equivalent of the red sign soapstone in his right wing slot, which just so happens to be the red tearstone ring, which is one of the most broken items in the game.
Yes, they really cracked down on the RTSR in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3, unfortunately. It doesn't do nearly as much damage. But in the first game, it's really, really strong.
Yeah, in DS1, when you're below 20% health, it gives you a 50% increase to your attack rating, and potentially even higher on your damage output. But in DS2, though, they nerfed it to 20%, so yeah, they really did crack down on it. But I mean, they also did put up the amount of health you need to 30% though, so, you know, it's not all bad. But you still die in one hit anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So now Ike's in the nest, waiting to go stray, and Nax is gonna go kill the Hydra. And the reason Nax needs to kill the Hydra is because we need to free Dusk, and we need to free Dusk in order to enter the DLC. Okay, just free spears with RTSR, and then Hydra's done for.
Really nice straight fight from Mike. He's been recovering from his a little bit of a miserable start. Been doing pretty fine on bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nax is gonna go summon Dusk here, and to not only buy Hidden Body, but also to get the Crown of Dusk when he enters the DLC. So it takes about a minute to get the Crown of Dusk, but it saves around a minute in return because it lets you save an extra cycle on the Calamite fight and get a 1 king fight later. So it's definitely worth getting, and saves some time on some other bosses as well. So now Nax is performing the negative quantity dupe. So he basically quantity storage 998 Ulusil catalysts, and then he attempted to buy it again. And as far as I understand, what the game does is it basically runs a calculation on what the max number of the item you can have is, as opposed to what you have. And because the max number you can buy is 1, it just subtracts that from the number you have stored, which then gives you a negative quantity. And then when you open a double menu, and then drop an item, the game actually allows you to drop the negative quantity you have stored, which then dupes the item for you.
Yeah, it's
So
really
yeah,
cool that actually you can drop a negative amount and it actually gives you a positive amount in return.
yeah,
Kind of cool that the game actually works that way.
yeah. Negative equals positive. That's mathematics for you, ladies and gentlemen.
You see both runners doing the manly plunge, well, almost manly plunge. So unfortunately, no plunge community.
So one route difference that we will have between both runners is that Nax is going to be using Soul Spear and Soul Mass on the Sith fight, whereas Ike later on is going to be doing Dragon Tooth on him instead.
Yeah, so this is obviously not only a race to get to the winner's final spot, it's also a race to determine once and for all what Sith fight is better.
Yeah, so the main difference is if you need 50k souls to upgrade the Dragon Tooth to +5, and you can either get that from duping on Butterfly a couple of times and then getting +5 after that, and then go into Sith before Sith, or you can do Sith before Sith and then have enough souls to upgrade. I agree with you. Very true, Heidi. So we'll see how this fight goes here for Nax. Yeah, not the worst. Could have been a bit better, but at least he didn't die.
Now we finally get the Dragon Tooth +5, which is pretty strong, especially with
Yeah,
RT and move swap.
just a bit strong.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So far, a pretty flawless run from Nax.
Yeah, very nice run from Nax so far. And Ike as well has had a pretty decent run from ONS onwards.
Obviously, the harder part of the run is still ahead. There's still quite a few bosses that you have to kill that are not quite cooperative, like the DLC bosses. So we see Nax going to the Duke's Archives, but also he needs to be here to act as a DLC later. So you'll see him kill the Crystal Golem for the pendant.
Yeah. And he casted Hidden Body, so the enemies will ignore him. Okay. Clean Hydra from Ike.
Now we see one of the most famous skips in the entire game. Duke skip. From Nax. Let's see if he can do it first try, because this skip can be pretty punishing if you fail it first try, or RTA, but he does it first try. God gamer.
Yeah, still one of the biggest time saves in this game, because going to do the intentional death at Seath and doing the whole prison section takes a really long time.
Let's see Nax's style of choice of getting down the crystal cave. Probably gonna be the manly drop.
No money drop, feels bad, man. So, alternatively, there is a slope quit out you can do here, which saves like no time RTA, but it's pretty cool. But it's a bit precise. We will be seeing a slope quit out from both runners later on, though, when they go to the Four Kings boss.
Yeah, Nax is ahead by probably like 5 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
But obviously we're only halfway done. Still quite a bit to do.
Yeah, and basically just one big time loss separates them, really, at this point.
Well, it's 2 big time losses. He also died to us a
Yeah.
bunch of times. But other than that, Ike's run has been clean since then. But Nax's run has been clean the whole time, so he's pretty much running out of his mind right now. No mistakes so far.
Yeah, and now Nax is going to make his way to the DLC. Want to see Dark Signs? I don't know about that, Haiti. That seems like a pretty shady proposition.
As you can see right now, basically the difference between the runners is this one boss right now. Zyke has to go kill Duke right now, and Nax is just done killing him.
Yeah, and Ike has to do Sif as well.
Yeah, so it's 2 bosses actually. It's still 2 bosses. It's been 2 bosses since Quilak.
We'll hope that Nax picks up the Crown of Dusk before entering the DLC here. Right? Nice. It's very bad if you enter the DLC accidentally before picking that up. It's a really big time loss. And now it's time for Sanctuary Guardian.
This fight can take a really long time if he get bad RNG, so let's see. We get lightning number 1, lightning number 2.
Oh, lightning number 3.
Lightning number 3, great.
Oh,
Four.
nice.
Number 4.
Yeah, Brood Guardian incoming, never mind.
And that's where you see just how strong the DT plus 5 is, because that Guardian didn't know what hit him.
And Nax is also going to perform a Royal Wood Skip here in a second using the air roll glitch. Basically, in this game, if you hit a if you hit a very specific weight margin, you basically activate kind of like a floating point error or whatever the tech people call it, where basically the game registers you as mid-rolling, but it actually doesn't take away your ability to roll mid-air. So you can actually just chain rolls, and in some cases use that to iframe fall damage, which is what Nax is going to attempt here to get to the bottom of this elevator shaft.
And we just saw Ike performing Duke Skip first try as well, so very cool. Both runners actually pretty good so far. And we see Nax buying some Green Blossoms, which can be pretty good.
So Nax is going to unequip his armor on the fog gate, so there is possibility for AFK Artorias. We'll hope not, though. Okay, good. Oh, not going for the second one attack there.
He's taking the safe route right now.
Nice. Also, we saw Ike just do a Manly drop, so he is now winning in terms of style points so far. And Nax setting a bounty
Nice
side here
actually
for
start.
Gwendolyn. So that means that he doesn't actually have to wait for arrows here, so he can just go straight to killing.
Another one-shot boss. The power of the
Yeah.
DT. And on the Ike side we see him kill, almost seamlessly kill Steve.
So now Ike's gonna do DT Sif. We'll see if ends up being better than Nax's fight in order to settle the debate. Oh, never mind.
And he does the
Yeah,
turnaround meme.
very
Thankfully
unfortunate.
it's not too big of a time loss, but yeah. Fortunately in this
And
game sometimes if you turn around a little bit too sharply, it just does this meme animation that kills you.
yeah, and on Nax's side, he's gonna do Gothless, which is the major new discovery for all bosses in this game. So it's been known around about for a couple of years that you could do Gothless with Soul Spears, but you needed the Great Magic Shield spell, which is pretty slow to get in this game. But community member Androv discovered a way to do it without Magic Shield at all. So you'll see that when Nax drops into the arena, he's going to do very specific pathing to bait a specific attack from Calamite, which will then let him get under him and cast a bunch of Soul Spears without getting hit.
Actually, we just got raided for 300 viewers from Catalyst, so thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks for the raid, Kala.
Let's take a look at that goalless fight. Always a marvel to behold. Nice start. I'm not actually listening to his feeds, so I'm not sure if he hit the first one. Did you hear?
Yeah, and he is not shrugging for style, but in order to time when to go shoot Soul Spears again.
Great fight.
Yeah, very nice. 2-cycle Calamite. And that's the one of the big major time saves of Dust Crowns. It lets you get a 2-cycle instead of 3-cycle there.
Ike losing a few hits to DT Sif. But he actually missed one hit, so DT Sif trash confirmed.
I suppose we'll leave it to the audience to decide whether or not they think Magic Sif or DT Sif's better based on this race.
I think the audience have decided long ago.
Yeah. You can let us know, guys. What do you think?
And if you think that max pathing was poggers, it's because it was. Indeed. You can see some more air roll abuse. Now Nax is on his way to kill Manos, which is arguably one of the harder fights, but also not too scary.
Yeah. And
But
first
the
we're gonna
worst part
see.
about it is, of course, the unprecedented cancel that he can do. Let's see if he get any. Nice double kill with the Soul Spear.
Yeah. So Nax just picked up the Darkbeat spell, which is going to be used on pretty much every boss after Manus. It shoots out a bunch of dark beads at once, and when combined with RTSR and 99 int and all the Crown of Dusk, you end up dealing an enormous amount of damage with it.
Yeah, it can shotgun, which is the best part. You can hit
Yeah.
all of the pellets, and if you do that, pretty much any boss dies very quickly in one cast.
Yeah. Manus also has a similar attack, which we might see on Nax's side.
You do the fog gate skip, powers. And see how many lightning Knight gets. Actually, only one, so pretty good. But no one shot for him.
Damn,
And
it's
he
been
misses an
jinxed.
attack. Thankfully, he dispatches the Guardian, and on the Nax side, we see him attempt the Manus Fire. There goes the Dogbeat.
The fight should be over here. I'm very clean.
Damn, Nax's run has been pretty flawless. No mistakes at any point.
Yeah, and that's the DLC done for Nax. Now it's just time for the cleanup phase of Darkbeat. Yeah, very nice pace for Nax so far. What about now?
PB on stream, let's go.
So now Nax is performing, in my opinion, one of the coolest tricks in the game, which is the fire switch elevator clip. And the way it works is every time you load back in after a quit out, your character moves back a tiny amount. And it turns out that the elevator here actually loads in later than the rest of the area. So if you position yourself correctly and quit out a couple of times, you can just fall through the floor and then plunge on top of Fire Sage's head. And very nice for Nax. And because Fire Sage's AI, like most bosses, is tied to his fog gate, and because we do not enter through the fog gate, he's just chilling there. Just, letting us kill him like a cool dude.
AIK actually did go for the double attack. Nice from him. Damn, a stored roll for Nax, unfortunate. You'll see the power of Dogbeat right now. Poor Centipede
Yeah,
Demon.
oh, look at that damage.
Okay, so no RTs are on the clips so far. Going pretty well. And we see Ike attempting the Gwendolyn fight. He's also getting RGSR, nice. And one Giga. Not getting the best RNG. Alright, and now we'll see the insane goatless strat again from Mike. And on the Nax's side, we see him just taking his long trek towards Bed of Chaos. This is one of the more, I don't know, like, unfun areas of the game. Isolith, you just have to run for a very long time, nothing really happens, and the visuals are pretty bad as well. It gives you ample time to think about your choices in life of becoming a Dark Souls speedrunner. Monka Giga Ike.
Ooh, no, this is really bad now for Ike. I think he's gonna have to do the retry strat now.
Yeah, actually landed on top of the hitbox.
Yeah, he knows. I'm pretty sure he knows how to do it though.
He's done it before. We'll see Toki bombs performed by Nax. A little bit of a wrong positioning here. He has to adjust it a little bit, yeah.
So
And he gets all four.
yeah,
Nice.
bit of a rocky start to the fight for Ike because he had to do the retry strat, which loses like 30 seconds, but should go pretty smoothly now.
Well, it's kind of cool that they did get to see the retry strat because he has to block the fire breath attack to get RTSR.
Still a 2-cycle though, which is
Yeah,
nice.
flawless 2-cycle. Well, it is pretty much a 3-cycle because you do have to
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, it's true. Nax is on killer pace right now.
We now get to see Nax bully this poor boss with Dogweed.
Rip Ceaseless.
And that's all she wrote. 2 casts. And that huge boss is just destroyed. That's what 99 intelligence does to you. Meanwhile, Ike is getting ready for his own fight with Manus, so let's see how his fight goes. Insane double kill. And now we see Nax going into the Catacombs segment. For the 2 bosses that reside in the Catacombs, with the Pinwheel and Nito. Nito has actually been pretty scary for the marathon runners so far, so let's see if Nax can get past this segment. Because if he can get past this, then he's pretty much all set for a flawless, deathless, complete, perfect run right here. I'm basically saying every adjective I can think of to jinx him. to equalize the runs a little bit.
Well, there's some memes that can happen on the air rolls that Nax is about to do, because the floating skulls, when they spawn, just move in random directions. And if you get really unlucky, you can land on top of one of them, which happened in my race earlier. So, see how it goes. Also, really unfortunate death for Ike there.
Almost had him,
Rolled a
unfortunately.
little, yeah, he rolled a little too early there. And he did not take the safety bonfire, so he's got to run all the way back now.
Or spin wheel gets completely destroyed.
Will we see Foggate skip from Nax, though, is the real question. We did not. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, the fog gates keep community in shambles. Unfortunate. Nax is closing in to the Nito fight. I wonder if he attempts to do Nito with Darkbeat or Soul Spears.
It'll be your Soul Spears, most likely.
Some people still prefer Darkbeat, even though Soul Spears is more obvious choice. You'll see Ike attempt to refight Manus. He's missing some hits.
So, Nax just got a Scream, and he did a nice little trick where he blocked with his, he two-handed his right-hand weapon and blocked, and that made the sword go right through him. And that's because the hitbox for the Scream is actually just like a tiny orb. So when you block, you spread your legs apart just enough that the hitbox doesn't hit you. Yeah, it's a nice little trick.
How many times did he miss a hit? What the hell? What in the world? I was like, why is he only getting one hit? He moves up Catalyst.
Yeah, big
Wow.
brain struts. So on Nax's side, we're gonna see him do the seal skip, which takes advantage of slope quit out, where basically when you land on a slope from a lethal fall, the game doesn't kill you right away because it has to check whether or not you are supposed to die or not. And if you quit out during that time, you'll actually just end up where you landed alive. So Nax is going to do that to get under the water, and then he's going to go out of bounds and try to approach the Four Kings Arena from out of bounds, which skips having to drain the water and all that.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. And Ike get in first try, elevator clip.
This is pretty much the last hard fight of the game for Nax, because you need to get one king here.
Yeah. And that was the other main reason why he got Dust Crown, so he would have enough damage to get one king. Should be good. Oh no, he was just short. He missed like one or
Missed
two
one.
beads.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Ah, really unfortunate. And now it's just Capra, Gaping, and Gwyn left for Nax.
Yeah, this is victory lap for Nax.
Oh, a very nice low Underberg skip.
Damn, no rubbish pickup today.
Yeah. These dogs, man. Yeah, a nice little trick Nax did was quitting out just as Victory Achieved appeared. Basically, the game, when you're fighting a boss, considers the ground to be unstable, so when you quit out, it spawns you outside the arena. And if you quit out just as the boss dies, it will still register it as unstable ground, so even though the boss is dead, you will still spawn outside the arena. It's a nice little time save. Yeah, there is a nice out of bounds you can do here to skip Gapin's Fog Gate, but it's not really viable RTA.
So just as with Capra Demon, Dark Beast will make quick work out of the Gaping Demon, the Gaping Dragon. Let's take a look.
Yeah,
nice, he gets the stomp. Easy.
Yeah, and now it's going to be the home stretch for Nax. Just got one boss left.
Meanwhile, we see Ike attempting the Toki Bomb strategy. He gets it, nice. Nice prediction from Regal. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be right on that one.
I thought it was going to be 2 hours and 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Guess I was wrong. So unless Nax is going for a post finish, it should just be one parry and then 2 dark beats for him. And GG to Nax. Man, casting hidden body as well like a champ. Very nice, 110-20 RTA. Very nice time.
That's a pretty insane run, almost flawless. His only mistake in the whole run was basically missing the dark beat on the Four Kings fight. Other than that, he's been pretty much just completely flawless. Very impressive.
Yeah, it would have been sub 70 RTA with one king, which is insane. And 107.01 IGT.
Yeah, Regal is probably shaking in his boots right now. Look at that.
Yeah, Nax clearly demonstrating that he's no pushover for the next round.
And do we know who is gonna be AIK's opponent in the lower bracket?
I can check on that. Alright, so Ike is going to be going up against the winner of Newbie vs Ayame in the losers bracket.
I see. Let's hope I can finish the run easily enough. He only has a few bosses left.
Yeah, it's very cool, Camus. See how Nito goes here for Ike. It's a stored roll. But looks like no scream though.
Yeah, no scream is nice.
So Ike's file name is probably Two Kings. We'll see though if he was referring to Nax in that file name or to himself with his upcoming fight.
Yeah, insane hex casted on Nax. Lost him the
Yeah.
second place run.
He had it planned all along. See, modern problems require modern solutions. Yeah, so it looks like Ike is part of the Elevator Blossom community. So let's see how 4 kings goes here.
Hopefully one king.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it looks like his file name was directed at Nax after all. We're getting blocked by the hollow there.
Damn. No rubbish today.
Yeah. Yeah, rubbish pickup community is in shambles right now.
You mean everybody?
No FEC deaths in this race, I am, which is nice. Man, I don't think we had any today in general.
Yeah, so the FEC clip is the fire station elevator clip, which we saw earlier performed when we quit out at the elevator in Isolive to drop down and plunge the fire sage demon. That was what we call the FAC. And the home stretch for Ike as well.
Oh no, it's the home stretch for Ike. The placebo strat is where Ayame is when you two-hand the Dragon Tooth on move swapped for Fire Sage Elevator clip, which some people think makes it easier, but I'm not one of those people. I got past the most spooky Black Knight in the kiln, so now it's just Gwyn left basically.
Yeah, Gwyn is pretty easy in this route. All you need to do is just cast your Dark Bead. Well, pretty much every boss after you get the Dark Bead is pretty easy.
Yeah, it's just one parry.
We did see some missed parries though this tournament, so you never know. Nice. That's GG for Ike.
GG, so GG Ike. So 121.35 RTA. So yeah, I guess we're gonna bring both the runners in for a little interview here in a second.
He quits the game. He didn't even show us.
Alright, so hey guys. So first of all, congrats Nax on that really insane run. And GG to Ike on your run as well. So how are you guys feeling right now?
It was fantastic. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, Nax got a really good run.
And that was
Really impressive.
insane.
Yeah, I also don't know what to say.
Well, there's no shame to losing to that run because he pretty much nailed everything. There's no mistakes made.
Yeah.
There definitely were some mistakes, but
Well, the only major mistake was the 2 kings, but other than that, it was pretty flawless.
Yeah, it could have been the second fastest run in the tournament without the mistake at 4 Kings. But other than that, it was an extremely good run, Nax.
yeah, I don't know. Just one of the beads somehow missed.
So you will be going on to face Regal in the next round of the winners bracket. How do you feel about that match?
That's it's gonna be real close, I think. It could honestly go either way. I'm feeling pretty good after this, but yeah, Regal's a little spooky, so
At least you can match your performance from today. You can beat pretty much anybody.
well, yeah, we'll
And,
see. There's a chance.
Yeah, and Ike, you will be going up in the losers bracket to face the winner of Ayame versus Newbie. How do you feel about the potential matchups there?
It'll be a fun time for both of us. Whoever wins.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be a fun time no matter who wins or loses in this tournament. As long as everyone has fun, that's all that matters, in my opinion. So yeah,
We've seen
thanks
some
for...
crazy strategies today from Mike. You remember the Catalyst move swap? What was that about?
I didn't know I was Catalyst move swap. Because I'm forgetful. That's all it was.
No, I meant you just move swapped the Catalyst on Manus. It was
Yeah, I
pretty
didn't
impressive.
realize. I didn't realize.
Yeah, it definitely happens. It's
I was
happened to me
looking at
many
you at
times.
your fight and wondering why are you missing those double hits, and the fact was there was no double hit at all.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, these things pretty much only happen in a race environment. There's not much you can really do.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so GG guys, and congrats Nax on the win.
Yeah,
Thanks,
GG.
thanks everyone for watching the insane 4 races we had today. It was, I think, the most we've had in a single day, so that was
Yeah,
pretty
pretty
cool.
busy day today.
I wanna, give a thank you to Curious Peanut, who's been restreaming the last 3 matches, and Regal, who helped organize the tournament, and everyone else who's been helping out and racing and doing commentary and whatnot, and everyone else who's been watching. It's been a very fun time. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you. And GG.
Yeah, GG.
So, looks like we're going to be raiding another community member, Fool, so you definitely want to go check him out.